Since the beginning of my career, I have always cherished the idea of learning a language just like children. But for most of you guys, while studying your textbooks in a class-based method, hearing this sounds a little off. Today we'll talk about it. Let's start with this. Studies have shown that learning a language at a native-like level is more possible before the age of 20. This being said, let me clarify why most people struggle to achieve this level of mastery after the age of 20. We still have the same brain. We still have a lot of potential to learn, especially in this era of technology. And now, as an adult, we have more tools and capacity to learn a language faster than a child, like the ability of reading. To make it as simple as possible, let me break this down into three main areas. Our problems are 1. Limiting beliefs, 2. Psychological obstacles, and 3. Life circumstances. Let's start with the first one, limiting beliefs. How many times have you postponed speaking the language because you lacked self-confidence? Children simply don't give a damn. If they use the wrong verb, they still continue speaking the language. Because unlike us, adults, they're massively focused on communication rather than looking cool or perfect. Thanks to school and the grading system, we have turned into judgy people. And all of these bad beliefs will slow us down. Thank God we as adults still can undo all of these if we want. From now on, focus on the communication, not perfection. Number 2, psychological obstacles. Most of you use vocabulary to learn new vocabulary. Most of you don't even want to try learning a language through context because for whatever reason you feel like it's crap or a huge waste of time. Or maybe you say, I'm old, or I'm not smart enough, or I'm not rich enough to buy this amazing course, or you name it. We can go on and on and on and talk about all of these excuses which are rooted in your ego. You don't want to feel or sound stupid making mistakes, so you end up taking the easiest path possible. It's easy to memorize vocabulary through vocab lists. It's easy to study textbooks in a classroom with a teacher because it's easy for you to blame that person or that thing for your failure. These are the obstacles we have in our brains. Everyone should be able to learn independently through real and authentic context. I'm not just saying this. This is actually how your brain works. Have these methods you've been using for so long worked? No. Or at least they haven't been as effective as you wanted them to be. Why? Because your brains won't learn this way. Number 3, life circumstances. Those lucky children. They don't have to work or pay the bills or drive a car or take care of the family or whatever. They're free as hell. So yeah, I get it. These lucky monsters can learn much easier than us. Indeed, they don't have a choice. They have to learn the language, otherwise they can't survive. We have to work and take responsibilities for our lives. And we're not forced to learn a language. That is why we procrastinate learning it. Those lucky monsters have another advantage over us, and that is time. Let me break it down for you. Let's assume to reach fluency in English, you need 500 hours of focused studying. If we do the math, we will see it takes more than 500 days, which is equivalent of almost a year and a half to learn the freaking English. But the child sleeps 8 hours a day and has 16 hours to immerse himself to the language. And let's say this immersion continues to the age of 18. These little cute monsters can 16 hours multiplied by 365 days multiply by 18 years equal to 105,120 hours of language immersion. So this is why they are the master of that language. Yeah, comparing ourselves to them is stupid. So again, let me ask you this. Can adults learn a language like children? The answer is, of course they can, if they maintain positive, consistent, and of course, optimistic. The method children are using is to immerse themselves into the language. Can you immerse yourself into the language? Yes, you can. If you're living in America or any other English-speaking country, you have the environment, so you can immerse yourself into the language and learn like children. But if you're not living in these countries, which I'm sure most of you aren't, you can still stimulate that environment for yourself. Of course, it's not going to be exactly like living in those countries, but it's going to be enough to get you fluent in English. Start reading books, listening to podcasts, watching movies, speaking with your partners, and so on. And I gotta mention, you can find all of these in زبان. Books, podcasts, movies, courses, anything you want, you can find in زبان. Check out the link in bio or this link. Until next time, cheers.